Vambora? Cadê eles? Olha eles ali.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Ih, rapaz. Olha quem é ela. Ela é elétrico. Ah, cara. Como a Fonte da... Ah, não, ali é a general dela. Ok, eu já ia falar. A Fonte é de hidro. E a porra é elétrico, pô.
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
É, mas tá logo aqui,
My
pai, irmão.
dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one,
Ih,
then
olha
just
como
raise your
ela é.
hand and
Parece
we will.
mimada, hein?
As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion, who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Todo um drama, hein?
Is she talking about us?
Ninguém aqui parece estar com uma taça.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations, but I welcome you nevertheless.
É tiro.
No, I have come to receive
No.
you personally. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Fosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
E só de pensar que eu consegui ver um arconte com tanta facilidade.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes.
Tem algo de errado aí, pai.
The Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it?
Sempre exagerada.
Over the top? Ahem. Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to
Claro,
know
ó o carinha lá que tá
everything
ouvindo a
about
gente
you.
conversar.
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and
Ela sempre
mighty.
fica enfatizando que é uma deusa.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough.
Lá vem ela. Você
What
pode descer daí do
else should I
pedestal, né,
say
velho?
then?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
E já não foi com a cara dessa
Wow,
ponte,
I
hein?
didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Eu já sei, já de Fontaine já
what's all
falavam
the
da
commotion?
gente.
Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Eles
Of
contavam a
course.
história.
That's the blonde
Ah, é nossa
traveler.
amiga lá.
The one
Ela,
all
a gente vai
those
encontrar ela
stories are
também
about.
aqui, não vai?
Lady Farina came here to personally see him. Oh, I bet this is gonna be the duel of the century.
Oh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and
Ih,
this
vai tomar
traveler
um
from
pau,
another
hein?
land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Bem tranquilo. Pô, esse bem tranquilo aqui foi bem. Pô, esse bem tranquilo aí. Lutar contra Deus é só outra segunda-feira para mim. Bem tranquilo. E ó, conte a general dela. Todo mundo tá até empolgado aí com esse duelo, hein?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel
Pode vir, meu
against the
amigo.
divine?
Já foi 5, hein? Não, era
What are you
4, né?
trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true
Pô, esse bem
warrior.
tranquilo ainda tá a cabeça aqui, velho.
Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Oh, yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel.
Já sabe que vai perder a mão,
A
né?
duel in court.
Como a gente vai pra um duelo na justiça, sendo que ela que julga o bagulho? Jogo assim, né?
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Não cometemos nenhum crime e a gente acabou de chegar.
Oh, we have
Óbvio.
reason to put you on trial.
Que vai me julgar por quê? Por ter batido em 4 da Conte? Foi 4? Nem já cansei de contar.
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of
A gente saiu
the
voando. Quem
You
voou?
are clearly
Ó, acusações
guilty of
falsas aí, hein?
violating this law, no?
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina.
A gente não
No one
fez
knows
nada
the
aí não.
laws
Pô,
of
vocês estão comendo esse
Fontaine
reggae
like
dela
she
aí, velho.
does.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
É, ninguém saiu voando.
Precisely. Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon,
Ô, bom pro pau pra cima
I
deles,
order
velho.
your
Já tô pegando ar com essa
My
Arconte já.
apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun, but if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Lyney! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Lyney, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Vai fazer a gente desaparecer. Vai tirar o coelho da cartola.
Ta-da!
Larga um fake desse.
Hey, when did you do that?
Ah, Foi quando ele bateu nas costas da Paimon. Então ele já sabia que isso poderia acontecer, hein?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as
Nossa, largou uma
something
dessa
like a
mesmo,
balloon.
né, velho?
This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
Largou esse Miguel e ela vai cair nisso, é? Ela parece uma criança mimada, velho.
Amusing. Very amusing, Lyney. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The God of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Lyney and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now.
E assim a gente começa odiando a Fonte, né? Vamos ver como eles vão abordar ela aí, né?
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. He never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon.
Agradeço pela ajuda.
Just now was really...
Você deve ter adivinhado que isso ia acontecer.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She can be a
Problemática.
bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
É aquilo tudo e foi bem confuso. Razão?
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Lyney. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant.
Só se ela desaparecer aí, vai.
It will
Faz
actually
a
be
boa.
my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate.
Eu aceito o
Might
show,
I
hein?
invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
Será um prazer.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way.
Podemos
I just
ajudar de
have
alguma
something
forma?
to take care of first. Oh, you really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer. This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Tamo aí, né?
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that. You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Mas agora a água engole nossas memórias aos poucos e nós seremos os próximos.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility
Estão
which would end
curtindo
up
a ópera,
sentencing
pô.
them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Hyman gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day!
E se a profecia...
More than a bit of rain.
E se a profecia for a verdade, não tem como prevenir esse desastre?
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Tudo bem, é nosso trabalho. O que manda. Uma água desaparecendo. Qualquer um que a gente pode entregar é? Ah, vou entregar já a galerinha ali, os amigos ali, ó. Toma aí, ó.
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about.
Como você não reconhece, pô? Vocês falam de
My
mim.
apologies for not recognizing you earlier. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and
Boa.
hope for the best. Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
Tamo junto, guerreiro. Tamo junto. Ué, a gente vai dar pra um guarda? Achei que ia dar mais população, né?
So you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
What? You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also
Conte.
believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
Tome a bolsa, meu guerreiro.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water
Isso significa o quê?
doesn't necessarily
Você vai
mean
virar água, então, né? Você não vai morrer, você vai ter consciência. Ai, ai. Cadê a última senhorita aí, velho? Ué. 2 de 3. Quem tá faltando? Vamos ver ali. Ah, tá lá do outro lado. Tá longe, hein? Tá lá no mar. Cheguei.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
É. Vamos falar com ele no próximo, hein? Por enquanto, vamos ver aí, né? Não vou julgar o começo do arco, né? Vamos chamar de arco. Vamos por aí.